The weekly Industry Angel podcast hears from business leaders and entrepreneurs who share their stories and that all-important light bulb moment. This can inspire us all and maybe scratch that itch and kickstart that idea that keeps you awake at night. Welcome to episode 13 of the Industry Angel. I was just reading earlier about Unlucky 13. Researchers estimate that at least 10% of the US population has a fear of the number 13. And each year, the fear of Friday the 13th results in financial losses in excess of $800 million annually, as people avoid marrying, travelling, or in the most severe cases, even working. Well, that doesn't bother us. The sun's shining, spring has sprung, lawnmowers are out, the cars are being washed, so chill out and have half an hour me time. Right, it's back to the fellas' turn now. We've had our trilogy of women in business. We've had Taz, Pip and Sharon. There was a whole lot of love for them. Actually, our Sharon from episode 12 is the most downloaded episode by a country mile. So well done, Sharon. I also noticed a lot of feedback on the Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, like the page and give our guests your feedback. They would love to see your comments. And remember to subscribe, rate and review on iTunes as well. Today we have social entrepreneur, academic lecturer, digital activist and author, Marco Camisani Calzolari. Benvenuto, Marco.
Hello, everybody. Wow, your Italian is good.
That's about as far. I should say grazie, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it is. Perfect Italian. Much better than my English.
Well, actually, speaking of English, I noticed on your Twitter feed yesterday, Marco, you're now a British citizen.
I am, actually. You're right. I'm so happy to be a British citizen. It's just 3 days, but, I feel so British now.
So you must have been in London or the country for a long time now, Marco, yeah?
Just 7 years, actually, but on and off. On and off. I mean, before these 7 years, I've started coming in UK very young, but it's just 7 years that I live in London. So I've lived in London for 7 years.
And have you lived in any other parts of the UK?
Oh, well, see, I travel a lot. Originally, I came, I've born in Milan and raised in Italy.
Yeah, beautiful country, Milan.
Yeah,
well, part
bad.
of the country, sorry.
Not too bad.
So, Marco, you're going to talk to us today about online activism.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, maybe you could give us a definition of that.
Oh, you're right. So all the activities, all the things you can do to try to reach a goal, an objective. So something that you stand for, and the internet can be, useful, can help you to reach your goal. And there are many ways to do it. And today I'm going to talk about this.
Fantastic. So I guess, I don't want to steal your thunder, but we'll all hear about, Twitter hashtags and Facebook.
Yeah,
and that.
exactly.
Oh, is that what we're talking about here? Yeah,
Exactly. That's it.
So, in terms of those subjects, is it political parties? Is it?
No, absolutely not. It's like a white label idea. But I don't want to talk too much for the moment, if you want, about my specific brand, my specific company, because I think that it's more important the main view of the topic, of the idea, what online activism is. And if you want, I'm gonna explain something about this. What do you think?
I'd love you to. I'd love you to.
Good. So, nowadays, online activism is main focus on petitions. So petition is something like, traditional petitions that in the past was paper petitions with the paper handwriting signatures. But now everything is online. So there are many platforms around where you can create your own petition, and everybody can create his own petition about any topic. So animalism or politics or I don't know, the weather, any kind of topic, of course, local or global. Okay, and everybody else can sign it and can support it. But the most important thing is that 100% of online petition don't have any legal value, and the 90% of the people that write and support these online petition, don't know this, and it's very common, no? So why petitions are so common and so successful? Because people think that through petitions they can obtain the result. but not because there is a specific goal, because most of these online petitions have their own goals, but the goals are just the petition itself. So, for example, our goal is 10,000 signatures, but it's not reaching the actual goal. It's just reaching the petition goal. So at the end of the day, they are unsuccessful, and that's a problem, of course, because no legal value, no goals reached in most of cases, and the only reason why this petition exists is because they can they can get media attention. And that's the main topic, the main reason why petitions online are in some way, can have some kind of success. And this media attention, of course, you can reach the media attention only when you reach big numbers. But everything is virtual, is digital, so it's not easy, to have a real weight, a real measure of what is happening online. Even because it's very easy to fake the numbers. Please.
I was just going to say, often you're trying to protest against something or have a positive change in policy.
Yes.
So the legality, are you saying that a petition is only legal whether it's written in hand?
Yeah, in 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, of course, no legality, because there is no way to know that you are you. So, well, there is not. It doesn't exist any. Well, there are many ways to identify you with a legal ID, with a legal online identity, but it's not common. So you need some technical tools. You need smart card readers. And nobody do that. Well, of course, it's made for technical reasons, for bureaucratic reasons, for relationship with some banks or something like this, for business users. But normal people, consumers, of course, don't use this kind of authentication when they want, because the signing of a petition is something really, emotional. So it's something that that maybe you find this petition on Facebook, on Twitter, and you are emotionally connected with that topic and you sign it, but no legal value at all. Everywhere.
So, Marco, these government facilities, public, private organisations, whatever it is on the other side of this petition, do they feel pressured by it? Do you think, or is it just really trying to get the media to pressure them?
Well, the thing is that they try to get the media pressure, but the thing is that are not, too much successful, because it doesn't work anymore. In the past, of course, internet was, the beginning of everything, of this history. So everybody thought that, of course, that numbers was important. But now nobody is affected too much by these numbers. So politicians sometimes, when you sign a petition and maybe this petition reach good numbers, they say, yes, okay, I got it. I'll do something. I promise that I'll do something. So the petition reached the goal. The politician said, yes, I'll do something. And then nothing happened most of the time, because I'm not successful. And, well, I don't want to say that there are no ways to do it. In fact, I've invented a different way to do it. I've invented, I don't want to say the name now, because that's not the point. I'm not promoting the company itself. I'm promoting the tool. So the way, the way I'm rethinking the petition way. So the activism, actually, the way to do online activism. And if you look at big organizations like Greenpeace or something like this, you can see that they do many activities. For example, they online, they do, they create hashtags, they promote the hashtags, they have a target that maybe is that specific politician, and they promote them. They tell people to send a message to him, for example, or they use all the options offered by different social media like Facebook or Twitter. On Twitter, for example, they create connections with VIPs, and they ask people to try to get involved the VIP. The VIP will be involved, and they ask the VIP to retweet the campaign and whatever. So there is a kind of ecosystem that start up thanks to the big organization. So my idea was, why don't give this power to the people, to everybody, with a technical tool, without a need to have or own or participate in a big organization. This is the first idea, the first thing. And the second one was, why? I can't. For example, most of this kind of activism is financed by the organization themselves. But there is, as you know, now we are in the age of the crowdfunding. So everybody can collect and gather money by supporters. And why do not put together all the efforts and all the power of all of these and connect a crowdfunding platform to this kind of activism? And the thing is that raise money to pay and to promote advertising to support the campaign itself. And this is the product I've made. And I think this is the future of activism because it's not anymore an unsuccessful uh, petition signatures list, but it's a continued activism till the goal will be succeed. Because in fact, even if a politician says, okay, I'll do it. Thank you very much. Okay, I appreciate. I'll do my best. Thank you very much, everybody, for telling this, and I will support this, of course. They won't stop pressuring him with all the tools available till he won't, realize the promise. And that's the reason why maybe traditional petitions are not successful anymore, and we need a new way to reach these goals.
So just to sort of summarize, what we're saying there is signatures are gone. We need to raise the profile and get media coverage, and this is a tool to do that?
Yeah, so signatures are gone. We need a tool to create and to collect all the powers of the internet to reach the goals with a proper tool.
And Marco, you can talk about your product if that's fine. We have guests doing that. So you developed a platform for that?
Yes, the platform is megashout.org. I didn't say the name, and not because I'm happy. Of course, MegaShout is just like a startup. It's now financed by my money and some other people that believe in it. But that's not the point, because I really think that MegaShout can, it's one of the many platforms that can be built in the future using this direction, this idea. So megashout.org is something like this, very easy, very usable. So when you enter the platform, you find a campaign you want to sign, or you find a campaign anywhere on the internet because some friends shared it on Facebook, on Twitter. You can click on the link and start a process. And the most important thing is that it's an automation, automate process. So when you enter the campaign, you just click and next. Do you remember the old wizards on software installations? It's something like this, and everything is guided. So you enter, click the first click, and the Twitter start, and you will tweet to the target automatically. Next click, you have a list of faces of VIPs that you can send a message to them and ask them to participate on the campaign. And just with a click, and go ahead, talk with media, connect with journalists, send a message to journalists, and so on. We have different steps. Another steps is, of course, sharing on Facebook. This is the easiest way. But then we have also, for example, a sharing on WhatsApp. So if you have a list of friends, you can share on it just with a click, and so on. And after this free process, you can also pay money, anything you want, £1, £5, whatever you want, to participate in promoting it. Because, for example, as you know, with £50, you can reach thousands of users on Facebook, and paying Facebook, of course, and it can be helpful for the campaign itself. So we can collect money and pay advertising for the campaign, and go ahead. We can send postcard, so there is a click just for postcard. So if you click that link, you pay £2, and a physical postcard will be delivered to the politician, for example. But it's not just the politician, to the decision maker,
Sure.
because everybody can be a target of MegaShouts.
Yes. So this basically integrates with the tools that are already out there. So integrate with WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah,
it's integrated. But the good thing is that, and it's a bit technical, but I think your audience is technical as well. It's not connected with APIs, because we don't like to send message on behalf of you. We wanted you send the message. So it's a kind of connection that, for example, when you click on Twitter action, your Twitter software pop up, you send a message, and then you get back to the app. So that's the way to the web page. That's the way to make everything transparent and true. So the target will receive a real message from real people, not on behalf of the platform.
That's interesting. Something just popped into my mind there, Marco. Snapchat?
Well, Snapchat is not not possible to be integrated because, as you know, I love Snapchat. But the thing is that Snapchat nature is without APIs because they want that you get real picture in that moment with your camera. You cannot send any attachment, anything like that. So unfortunately, we cannot use Snapchat. We cannot integrate it. But I agree with you. It could be a good idea.
Do you think from an activism point of view that Snapchat's getting a bit ground now?
Yeah, I love Snapchat. I think it's the future. I think it can, it can take, the place held by Twitter before, because in fact it's more, easy usable. Now the moment is more for, kids or teenagers, but it's not actually, because it can be used for company storytelling, for example. But of course, everything is in the language. So that's just the tool that cover perfectly the needs of new languages that we have nowadays. So that's the point, I think. It's not just about technology or tools. It's about the way we are communicating today.
You know what we've just spoke about there, Marco? It's, in my mind, it's the light side of it. It's actually trying to do some good, trying to get some change. Surely there's a dark side to this activism, though, yeah?
Well, the dark side, you mean about Snapchat or the...
No, about the whole thing about, does it cover sort of website hacking, for instance? That's terrorism.
Yeah.
Does that sort of thing come in?
Yeah, of course. That's the mirror of our society. So it's not. I don't think that digital is just a tool like the phone, like all tools. So there is the good and the bad in it. Of course, it opened to new opportunities. Everything is faster, best connected. Distance has zero now. So of course, it makes the difference. But at the end of the day, it's just a tool, and we have to find new way to protect our society, our civility, whatever, properly using that tools. But in most of cases, it's a great opportunity, and of course, the dark side is just a part of this. Even cars are dangerous, but great opportunity to to travel and to move people.
No, thanks for answering that. I'm just trying to ask the questions that people listening will be wanting to ask. And I'm sure some of them would think about Facebook, for instance. You've got various political parties on there. It's propaganda at the end of the day. Lots of sort of steam being generated on Facebook against, the UK and people, immigrant, that kind of thing. It's a tool, isn't it, that can be used?
Yeah, no, it is. It is, of course. The thing is that Facebook is an interesting tool, for example, for doing everything. Is a real social media. So for something specific, you need specific tools. For example, to book hotels, of course, Facebook can be good and Snapchat as well, but much better using a booking platform. And the same for activism. Facebook is good to spread the message. But if you want to be effective, maybe you have to use a proper platform, vertical, focused on that topic.
Can you think of any topics that have really succeeded through things like this?
Well, many. I don't want to go too much in the specific topic, but most successful are in politics, or in animals, or related to, of course, freedom of animals, and many others, topics, because of course it's very, very wide, the area now covered. For example, I don't know, don't slow down Uber, in London, because they want to close it, or make TfL a public service to prevent strikes. We do not support that causes itself, so we were not with them or against them. We are just a white label platform, as I said. So everybody, of course, we do not accept controversial topics or racist or whatever, against, of course, the typical values. But I don't know, I can see now in the platform something like save the Big Bang, because now there are some works on it, or save the arches in London, or no separate schools for siblings, and so on. Young doctors must be paid fairly, and so on. And we have a target for each platform. The good thing is that for each single, not platform, sorry, for each topic, for each single campaign, there is a specific target. So a decision maker that will be hit by this campaign.
So you saying targets there, I know we talked about e-petitions and sometimes you might say we want 5,000 signatures. Does it work on that, Marco? Is it the same metrics that you want?
No, we don't. That's not the metric. So we think that the numbers of signatures is not the good metric anymore, because it's easy to say. If I sign a petition, I'm just, it's me. I'm a normal guy. I'm not, I'm famous somewhere, but let's say anybody else. Let's say that somebody, a normal, common people sign a petition, or a big star sign the petition itself. So the normal daily people are not so influenced like, I don't know, Madonna or the Bono singer U2 of the U2s or whatever. So there are some VIPs that can give much influence to the campaign, more than normal people. So the thing is that we cannot count two signatures if one is me and the other one is Madonna, because she's more powerful than me. Because if she shared the message, the reached, sorry for the repetition, by her is much bigger than mine. So the thing is that we measure the reach and not the number of clicks, because the number of clicks, we can call these click signatures, are not representative anymore. So I think that the good way to do it is measuring the reach. Of course, numbers are bigger, because if Madonna retweet, the potential reach is bigger than just one click, but it's more, it's a different metric, of course, but I think more good to describe the result of a single campaign.
I can hear the passion there, Marco, with this one. So what was there a catalyst that started, did you have a topic in mind where you thought, I need to bring this to attention, or was it just something?
No, it was just my experience in digital, my experience in communication. And in 2005, 2007, I've started a campaign for a local politician, but in terms of, not because I was supporting him, but as a platform. So I thought that maybe petitions can be a good idea. And I've started my first traditional petitions platform. It's named Live Petition, is still alive, livepetitions.org, and it's a traditional one. 2 years before change.org, then they came, of course, from US with the big power of money in it. I've started it just with my money, and now it's successful, and we are still leaders in Italy and in France, but the platform is with 2 million in Italy of active users and 500,000 in France, and many other countries, but we're not successful as change. So, and Live Petition, is successful. Change.org is more successful in Europe than us, but in some countries we are the leaders, still the leaders. And with the connection of these three experiences, so digital communication, of course, the technology experience that I have in it, and the petition experience, I put all together, and I found that there was a lack between the results and the old petition way. And I've reinvented from the scratch. It was like an exercise, the new way of the activism, and MegaShout.org is the result.
I was just wondering, is it something that the British aren't good at, if it's popular in France and other countries, or is it just that you haven't took the platform there?
No,
or?
It's just started up, actually. Well, a startup in 2016 means something strange, because in the past you just need to create PowerPoint and somebody will give you the money and you'll start up. After a few years, you have to create a real platform and a working platform. But now it's not enough. You have to create a real platform with a real model, with the real tractions and real people in it and real money. So I'm in that phase. So in the past, it could be a successful, it can be called a successful platform. Nowadays, it's just kind of startup, because the thoughts you have to put on the platform, especially in a project like this, where the platform is the center of everything, because it's a tool mainly. So it's like a tool that must be very functional, very very usable. And to do that, nowadays you have to, spend a lot of money and efforts in creating a good platform, because everything is changing. So the APIs, the connection with everything changes daily, and you have to be always up to date. And that's the reason why you have to create, of course, attractions in terms of communication, good campaigns. We are working on it, but I'm not in a rush. I know what I'm doing. I know that this can be a very disruptive tool. So, well, I'm taking my time in the same way I've done with the previous live petition platform that now, as I said, is a success in Italy and in France. Is a leader in that countries. So I think that in few years it can be, something very well known, and something that is gonna disrupt, the way we do online activism.
A platform like this, Marco, how does it get out there? How does Twitter, how does Facebook actually get that mass momentum and start to get traction? Is it just word of mouth and it slowly grows and grows?
Yeah, both this kind of platform, well, on saying that it's easy to do, it's wrong. But um, there are not people who are not promoting the platform itself. They're promoting their cause, their
Yeah.
petition,
Okay.
their campaign. So it's important to say that when they are trying to link, to convince other people to link, to share, they are not promoting us, they are promoting the campaign itself, but by side they are promoting us. So it's word of mouth, 100%, or collecting money, gathering money, raising money can means itself promoting for the platform itself. And then the mass promotion we can get will be having great success. I mean, something that people, because the payoff is make yourself heard. So MegaShouts make yourself heard. So that cannot be ignored by the target. So if we'll take that place in the communication market, it can be a success. I think it will take 2 years, but I'm very, strong with it, and I'm very confident that we can do this.
It's a very exciting project. Marco, you're obviously you're exposed to a lot of digital technology, a lot of digital businesses. I think you lecture as well.
Yes.
What do you see coming as, just going off another topic there before we leave? Is anything on the horizon that you're really excited about, or you think that's going to really take us by storm?
But I always say that, there is nothing big coming up that will disrupt everything. Facebook, of course, as we know, is consolidated and raised billions of users, and that's it. It's like the air, so it's for everybody everywhere. But there are some vertical too. So it's the time of verticality. So there are many niches that are not conquered yet. So I'll see a future of other consolidated Facebook is in their niches. So there are many niches. In fact, the activism, as I said, is one of these, but there are many other niches must be conquered with new tools that are coming up. Of course, if we are talking about social media, that's a different. It's a kind. It's not. Of course, it's not a niche, but it's a kind of niche because it's a war itself, compacted in itself. So with I don't know, Snapchat that in some ways taking positions to Twitter and so on, but I don't see anything big. Of course, I know Mark Zuckerberg says that 3D and virtual reality is the next future, and maybe it will be because, like the tapes, the VHS tapes in the homes came because the attractions of the sexy adult area. And I think that Zuckerberg can't say it, but that kind of adult content will be the real attractions for 3D and virtual reality. And maybe, of course, as everybody says, all the bots, because bots will be the future. The artificial intelligence is entering everywhere and connected with the Internet of Things can create new life for everybody. But this is a kind of niche itself. So a part of our life that will be affected by digital, by communication, by interaction, by internet, but not a big things coming up. That's my idea.
You obviously see a lot of youth coming through, from recently graduated, that kind of thing. If you're lecturing, what's on their radar? What really gets them going? Is it the VR sort of side? Is it AI?
Well, teaching is very hard in these ages because the thing is that everything is changing so fast. So every time I start a new course in university, at the beginning I say to my students, the 50% of what you are going to learn in my course will be outdated in few years, and maybe at the time you will be in the work society, everything will be completely gone. And so you don't have to learn or to remember some notions, some specific numbers or whatever. You have to learn on how to make things, learning by doing. And that's what I'm trying to teach them. And it's not easy because most university, generally speaking, are stuck in the old mindset of, all the professors that teach maybe, topics like history that it doesn't change, of course, or
Sure.
physics with few changes, mathematics mostly not changing, and it's not easy to understand or to follow the new way of teaching. And of course, and maybe frontal lessons, one too many, is not successful anymore. Is not reliable anymore for their future. So the thing is that maybe university are not ready yet not for the future, for the present. We have to rethink university. We have to rethink instruction. I'm generally speaking, of course, because there are, the world is big, and there are some regions more advanced and some regions that are a little bit behind. So some countries depends on what we are talking about. But generally speaking, we have to rethink the instruction, because the future, as we know, most of the works the jobs of the future are not invented yet.
I totally agree. And a previous episode of ours was Abdullah Kablan. And Abdullah said that he actually chose his university by the professors who were there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the location or the course, it was the professor, and he followed them there.
Exactly.
To learn from them. So no doubt you've got lots of students wanting to come and see you, Marco.
Yeah, no. Yes, maybe. In fact, I've changed university, and they say that many students are changing university as well to follow me. But because I love them, it's not because I don't want to say that I'm a good teacher. I just love them. And when you are passionate and you love students, they know it, because you want they succeed. You don't want to treat them. You don't want to just examinate. You don't believe too much in yourself. You don't want to be the professor. You just want to help them. And I think that they feel it. And that's the real power and the real nature, I think, of teaching.
That's brilliant. And that's a fantastic place to leave it. Well, Marco, I must say grazie.
Grazie to you.
And we'll say ciao.
Ciao.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, Marco.
Thank you. Thanks. Have a good day.
So that was Marco. Really interesting about the petitions there and capturing digital, go on, son, digital signatures. I wasn't aware of that. And as you know, that's why we do this. I hope in half an hour or so you can pick up a few takeaways. And in my opinion, we do this by being diverse and seeking information in places we'd probably never look. And on that topic, I've secured some fantastic guests for future shows, and it's all through your efforts by getting us to the top. Again, this week we hit number 1 in iTunes. So until Lucky 14, I'm Ian Farrer, this is the Industry Angel, and arrivederci.